2023. Und wie könnten wir besser starten? Fenster auf, es geht nämlich los mit unserem FEI Jumping Nations Cup und die News of the Ponies Riders. Unsere Ponyrider führen uns in den Pony-Tag. Der Preis vom Zeltverleih Kortkamp, der Zeltverleih Kortkamp ist Partner für individuelle Übernachtungssysteme mit 14 Meter am Kontobonnereich. Das Unternehmen wurde 1996 als FEI gegründet. Seit 20 Jahren vermieten die Pagoden, Festzelte, Lager, Industriezelte, Betriebshagen und Zubehör. Gelagert werden die Systeme und Zubehör auch mit 35.000 Quadratmeter großen Betriebsgelände in Hinter Armut Bereich. Auf Wunsch visualisieren Sie Ihre Vorstellungen vorab mit spezieller CAD-Planungssoftware, berechnen Fluchtwege und berücksichtigen sämtliche Sicherheitsaspekte. Die hauseigene Logistik gewährleistet eine termingerechte Lieferung und einen planmäßigen Auf- und Abbau des Zielmaterials. Sie arbeiten umweltbewusst und wissenschaftlich und präsentieren auch Noteigene FEI, Jumping, Menschenkraft, Lebensqualität. Viele Teams sind es im ersten Umlauf, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren. Wir starten mit Deutschland, Schweden, die Niederlande und Abschließend Niederland. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Good morning of the future champions 2023. We're starting with the CSIO, the FEI Jumping Nations Cup of the Pony Riders with the 14th in the first round. We're starting with the team of Germany, following after Sweden, the next will be the Netherlands, and closing the team of Ireland. So wir kommen auf unser nächstes Mal. 435 Meter Bahnlänge sind es. 50 Springen an der lauten Kleinmaß und 75 Sekunden. Well, the name of the course, ladies and gentlemen, is this first round for the FEI. Pony a Nations Cup with a length of 435 meters with 12 obstacles, 15 letters with a camera of 75 seconds. So, die Deutsche ist noch 50. Wir erwarten unser erstes Mal. Es geht live los mit Deutschland.
Well, a very good morning and a very warm welcome indeed to FEI TV and Clip My Horse if you're watching on either platform and you join us here in Hagen for the CSIO Pony Nations Cup, part of the Jumping Nations Cup Youth Series with the FEI. We saw yesterday the junior riders, and now it's the ponies that take the centre stage here in Hagen for our entertainment this morning. Not too many teams coming forward, just 4 of them for Germany, for Sweden, for the Netherlands and for Ireland. And we start with Germany's Antonia Hassler as the next away, a combination we saw represented as Zwiedwald and Compiègne as well in the individual and Nations Cup competitions as part of the team there as well. This is a 13-year-old mare by Coronas with Cayetano lines for Germany and for Antonia Hassler to open the scoring here today. Klaus Holler and his team doing a fantastic job so far of setting the tracks over the course of the last few days. Saw some really interesting jumping in the Junior Nations Cup teams where a string of clears dominated in the opening round, and then cracks began to emerge later on in the competition. Of course, we saw Ireland come out on top that time, but who's going to take the victory here today? It's a tough start for Germany with an early refusal, and looking at the time allowed of 75 seconds with a pace of 350 meters in this meters per minute rather in this opening round. It is going to be tough to stay inside the time with a refusal on track. 75 seconds is the time allowed, but that's sadly not going to matter here today. It's not the start we wanted, but it is the one we've got. The second disobedience on track there for Germany's Antonia Hassler and Clarissa NRW. Now that's going to be a bit of pressure on the rest of the German team. Of course, the discard score will come into play, and whatever happens, that's pretty much guaranteed to be the discard score, and any further eliminations or retirements would remove the team from the competition, sadly, but hopefully the rest of the team can handle that pressure with 3 rides still to come for Germany. We turn our attention to Sweden now. Sofia Bensberg as the chef d'equipe, and the first of her 4 riders in this one is Ellen Hammerstrom, who comes forward. Ocean AS is the ride. Now this is a really experienced little gelding, 21 years young. But again, these ponies, they just seem to continue jumping at the very top level of the sport forever and ever and ever, and this one, a fine example of that. Looks absolutely spectacular, still loving the job at 21 years of age. Hurdle rattle there behind the defender in the middle of the arena, but it looks like it stayed in the cups. Some people will just park wherever they want, won't they? Again, so some really interesting lines in the track, nice curves along the way, with just a couple of questions asked in the related distances as well, but this one going nicely at this stage. Just this big open water and one more to clear as they come down to that final fence. Up and over the Steph-X parallel as well, and we've got our first clear here then, 74.56. It's a great start for Sweden's Ellen Hammerstrom, who jumps the clear with Ocean DAS. 74.56, so didn't have much time to spare. 75 seconds the time allowed, so a little under half a second between Ellen and time penalties there.
Special lady the first, the Marin.
The Netherlands represented now. It is Eva Eden van Grinsven who comes forward. Special Lady is the partner on track here. And again, it's another team that are looking for their opening clear to just settle the nerves a little bit this morning. Again, another experienced mare, another 21-year-old in fact, Special Lady, piloted by Eva Eden van Grinsven for the Netherlands. Cup Series across the course of the spring and summertime. The teams accumulate points. The 7 rounds of competition starting in Belgium at Centaur Park, then over to Italy to Golominore, Compiègne, Lamprechtshausen, Drammen and Svedvold. This is the final round for the ponies, in fact, here in Hagen. At the moment, the Irish team looking unbeatable. It is the best 4 scores across the course of the season that count, and all clocking up points to achieve qualification for the finals, which I believe once again are at Centaur Park. But it's another clear to add to the list. The Netherlands get off to a great start. Eva Eden van Grinsven jumping clear. Now the Netherlands in the overall series currently sitting in 6th place. But a good performance here today could bump them up the leaderboard a little bit. It's Ireland's lead at the moment for the overall standings. Dominant across the course of the season. They were winners in Centaur Park. They were 2nd in Golominore. In fact, they clocked up 2 other wins in Compiègne and Svedvold as well. Sitting a little bit out in front, and it's the Irish team that join us now. Cian Dorr here with Sparkling Lackamore Lady coming forward as the first to contest. Gary Marshall's team, and Cian Dorr, the first of them for Ireland. This combination jumping well on Thursday afternoon, in fact, in the opening competition of the week. Picked up a very quick clear against the clock to take a top 7 finish, in fact 6th place by the marks on screen. 6th place on Thursday in a tough competition to set the stage here, and working really nicely down that combination at 6A, B and C. at the moment. The first ride of 3 of our teams completed. Sadly, elimination for Germany's first ride, but Sweden and the Netherlands clocking up a 0 score. And looks like the same to come for Ireland. It is up and over that last and well inside the time, 72.61. Ireland's Cian Dore has the job done for now with Sparkling Blackmore Joey.
With the first player 0 Punkte.
So we've seen the first ride for each of our teams. That gives us a little indication, but pressure on now for Germany with 3 rides still to come. And they've got to make the best of this now. The first ride eliminated, so that would be their discard score. As we turn our attention to Frank Clementine Crowley, who comes forward with Karim van Orchid as a stallion. 14 years of age by Kancheva with Kante's Ronaldo on the dam side. Again, they placed well earlier on in the week against the Clock in the one-rounding opening competition. Took a 10th place finish on that occasion. As we said, just a little bit of pressure on the German team now. Going well so far, up and over the now up and over the third last fence. Just this water jump, and that's Steph-X parallel to contest with now as they make an easy job of the water. Up and over the last, and really well performed there for Germany's Frank Clementine Crowley and Karim van Orchid as jumping well under pressure to put in a 0 score for the team, and that keeps hope alive for the German team here in the opening round of this Nations Cup. Of course, a 2-round competition. All 4 teams will be back for that second round a little bit later on in the day. The individuals to come in between before that. We continue on with Sweden now, and Nika Sundström, who comes forward as the next MSH Riot, is the ride, a 10-year-old mare. Again, the first of the rides for Sweden, putting in a 0 score, so on good form so far. Nika just missing out on a good finish on Thursday afternoon, a very good time, but 1 rail down against the Clock there in the opening competition of the week. Sweden currently sitting in 5th place overall in that Nations Cup Ponies series. This is a really nice forward-flowing round, though, looking pretty comfortable on track at the moment, if it's not too soon to say. Could be tight for time. No, it's just going to sneak inside. Gets away with it by a quarter second there, and clear all the way for Nika and for MSH Riot for Sweden. 2 gone, 2 clears for Sweden. Looking good so far in the early stages here.
75 seconds for clear for Sweden in Tamland. 0 Punkte in der Zeit. Wir spielen Doppelnull damit bislang. Let us leave with a clear for the first round. Now, National Bethany Fox, the Netherlands.
Bethany Vos, who comes forward now, riding for the Netherlands here. Riding for Edwin Hugengrad's team. It is Nashville B that takes on the challenge, the 14-year-old gelding. And the first of the rides for the Netherlands, putting in a clear score. Bethany was third, in fact, in that opening competition with the ponies on Thursday. That was with one of the other ponies in her team. A couple of rails down with this one, unfortunately, on that occasion. Had a good performance in the children on horses warm-up as well, in fact, with Nick Sondello. Took a minor placing, a 9th place finish, in fact, in that one. So splitting the time between the ponies and the horses at this stage, as many of them do. And to the cheers of connections, it is clear all the way for Bethany Vos and Nashville B. Job done for now. It is another clear to add to the list for the Netherlands. That 0 score at the moment, edging closer and closer. Bethany Vos has the 0 score for now.
Gary Marshall, leadership keeper of the team of Ireland.
It is Ireland who lead the way in this Nations Cup series for the pony riders. A commanding lead at this stage, and he's got a fantastic team, to be fair, with Cian Dore, who we've already seen, Senan Reap, who's next away, then Paddy Reap and James Derwin as well. This is Senan with Nora as the next on track, a 12-year-old son of No Limit. Narrator lines as well. Riding for Ireland and riding for Dad with this one. Jonathan, I'm sure, watching on the sidelines. Oh, but it's a rail that falls, in fact, coming into that combination. Didn't see it go, but definitely heard it fall. Well, an uncharacteristic mistake, but it is a rail down, 73-1-1 and 4 there for Ireland, Senan Reap, and for Nora. Again, that discard score will come into play, so at the moment, nothing to worry about, but any further faults will, of course, start racking up on the scorecards for Ireland and for Gary Marshall's team. Again, 2 more rides to come for them. We'll see how it plays out as we continue to move through this opening round. We turn our attention back to Germany and to Hannah Brauer now. Miss McFly D is the ride. It's a 14-year-old stallion by Kansheva. In fact, correction, this one 11 years of age by McFly High. And again, with that opening round from Germany, the elimination for the first of the riders, everything is counted from now on. So we need 2 more consistent clears from the German team. They have one from Franka Clementine Crowley. And again, with these team competitions and the way the scoring works with the discard score in the second round still to come, of course, by no means are any team out of the running with a couple of early errors, but it does help to come out of the first round with a 0 score, of course. Not essential. We've seen many teams take that victory in the second round as other teams start to make mistakes. But it's out of your hands once you've started to rack up the faults in the early stages. But we're clear here. It is all good for Germany's Hannah Brauer. So one elimination of 2 clears keeps that 0 score possible, with one further ride to come for the German team. We've seen 3 of their rides. Germany, as we can see, currently sitting in 4th, but again, those scores all over the place at this stage. As the third rides complete for each team, we'll start to get a little bit of a clearer picture of where things stand. To Sweden now, and to Disa Hammerstedt, who comes forward as the next. This is Devra Demir, a 10-year-old stallion by Dexter Lean Pondy. The lineage on the dam side, unfortunately, not recorded. I'd be interested to find out, actually, there. Michelle Wilson owns this pony, and it's Disa Hammerstedt on board. Consistent clears then for Sweden at this stage, with Ellen and Nika both jumping clear, both sneaking inside the time by not much, but just enough to stay clear. This is safe to say a little bit quicker than the previous combatants for the Swedish team. Almost 10 seconds inside that time allowed, in fact, and clear all the way for Disa Hammerstedt and for Devra Demir. Safe to be clear. It is a guaranteed 0 score at the end of round 1 then for Sweden. 3 riders gone, and all 3 are. Onwards we go. The third ride then for the Netherlands joining us here. Another combination, or another team rather, that are on that potential 0 score, 2 clear so far. A third here would guarantee it, as Renska van Middendorp comes forward. Dollar Boy the second. A 11-year-old gelding by Dollar de Murier. So there's another combination that jumped well in the early part of the week, jumping clear in that warm-up competition. They weren't quick. The clear on that occasion. It's not going to be today, though, as that third last rail falls. That exact fence in a different location proved troublesome just yesterday, in fact, in the junior competition. And we're going to go a couple over the time allowed as well. A total of 6 then for jumping and 2 time for the Netherlands, Rensk van Middendorp and $4 Boy.
6 visitors. In het midden van de Nederlanden van 2 is waarschijnlijk weer op in sight. Player and 4, so the first 2 results for the Irish team. Fernando is on the way, ridden by Paddy Reed for Ireland.
The final ride for Ireland then, or the third ride rather for Ireland, it's Paddy Reed who comes forward with Fernando as the final in this third run, should we say. Jonathan Reed owns and Paddy Reed with the ride on board the 13-year-old Contendro-sired Fernando. So with 3 rides gone for the Netherlands, work still to do with that 6-fault score. That does become the discard, but again, anything further would be added to the scores with their final ride still to come. It is just Sweden at this stage that are guaranteed to come out of round 1 with a 0 score. Again, it's possible for Ireland, it's possible for the Netherlands as well. Also potentially possible for Germany. So in fact, all 4 of our teams could leave round number 1 with a 0 score at the moment. Just got to keep all the fences standing from here. He's okay for time. He got a little bit close to the front rail of that final Oxer, but it stays in the cups. It is excuse me, it is clear all the way for Paddy Reed and for Fernando. 74.54, just sneaking inside the time. Clear all the way, so that does in fact bring the Irish hopes back into the realms of possibility. 1 final ride to go for Ireland, and at the moment they're on 0-4 and 0, so potentially that overall 0 score at the end of round 1. Final rides in this first round for Germany now. Leonie Asman who comes forward with Hankifax H. Again, 2 good clears delivered by Leonie's teammates. One of them unfortunately didn't make it home though. So got to stay clear here if they want to finish up round number 1 with that coveted 0 score. Oh, again, it's that upright at fence number 10 that falls. Not the first time we've seen it go, and now there is a little bit of blood in the water, I'm afraid. 4 for jumping then will be the final score for Leonie, and the final score for Team Germany at the end of round number 1. Hankifax H, in fact, finishing up on 4 there. Again, all still to play for, as the same score, if not a little bit worse, could be the result for the remaining teams to see. Again, it'll all start to become clear in this final round, but Sweden's Matilda Hansen who comes forward now. This is Helga THO. And an 11-year-old mare by Breitling with Vancouver lines. As you can see, all 3 of the rides so far for Sweden on the 0 score, so whatever happens here, it's not really of any consequence. The clear score at round 1's conclusion is guaranteed for Sweden. Well, the rail falls there at fence 9, the first time we've seen that one fall, in fact. And 4 will be the score. Pops over the last, though, and inside the time, 71.36 and 4. But, of course, with the performances from the other members of the team, that will become the dropped score for Sweden, and they stay on a score of 0 at the end of round number 1.
Clear and 6 so far for the Dutch team. Here's the last of the first round for the Dutch team. La Palette.
Final ride in the first round for the Netherlands. Jersey Coopers, who comes forward as the next. La Falletta is the ride. As you can see there, clears so far for the first 2 members of the team, and a little problem for the third. So got to keep things clear here if they want to wrap up round 1 with a 0 score. Again, anything incurred at this stage would start to rack up on the scorecards. Couple of little rattles through that combination, but it looks like everything stayed in the cups. Looking really, really good so far for Jersey. Yes, all good, 71-79. You can hear what that means to the onlookers. It is clear all the way for Jersey Coopers, and clear then for Team Holland at the end of round number 1. They will head forward to round 2 with a 0 score. And of course, the ranking at the end of round 1 affects the order of go in round number 2 as we look to Ireland and their final ride. Vincula Babog for James Derwin. It's a 12-year-old stallion now with Luidam lines. We've seen this pony and rider, in fact, as they developed their career and craft together on the Irish national circuit at venues like Cavan, the Meadows, and the wonderful Portmore Equestrian Centre near Belfast. He's had some good victories with this pony over the course of their time together. Can today be a good score as well? Of course, Ireland again with 2 riders clear, 1 on 4. Everything counts from this stage, and they could do with a clear just to keep them level with the top end of the scorecards. really well so far. Just this final fence to contest, and they've got it 68.03, and it is another clear for Ireland, which then pulls them back to that 0 score overall.
Congratulations to the Irish team.
68.03 and clear then for James Derwent with Rinkula Babog, and it will be Ireland heading through to round number 2 also on that 0 score. So as you can see, 0 scores for the Netherlands, Ireland and Sweden, with Germany just on 4. It is by no means decided here, with our 4 teams putting in great performances so far. We do welcome forward the individual stage of the competition in just a moment's time. Round number 2 will be back a little bit later on, in fact, for our Pony Nations Cup, where we do it all again with all 4 teams coming back to battle it out here. It will be the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth for the Ponies coming up very shortly indeed, but we turn our attention to the individuals. Do stay with us here on FEI TV and on Cut My Horse, of course, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here very soon indeed.
Champions 2023. Herzlich willkommen zurück, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, zur Prüfung unserer Pony-Springreiter. Präsentiert von der Z-Verleih Hagen, Ihr Partner für individuelle Überdachungssysteme mit Sitz in Ilter am Teutoburger. Das Unternehmen wurde 1996 als GbR gegründet. Seit 20 Jahren vermietet sie Pagoden, Festzelte, Lager- und Industriezelte, WC-Wagen und Zubehör. Gelagert werden die Systeme und das Zubehör auf den 35.000 Quadratmeter großen Betriebsgelände in Hilter am Teutoburger Wald. Auf Wunsch visualisieren sie ihre Vorstellungen vorab mit spezieller CAD-Planungssoftware, berechnen Fluchtwege, berücksichtigen sämtliche Sicherheitsaspekte. Die hauseigene Logistik gewährleistet eine termingerechte Lieferung und einen planmäßigen Auf- und Abbau und alles umweltbewusst und wärmebeständig. 21 waren in der Ausschließlichkeit Einzelmittel kommen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the individual competition of the CSIO Pony Riders. With 21 to go, here's the first, the Tige de Milibar, Lehrerly Battles of Norton from Sweden. Lehrerly Battles on the Norton of that Tige de Milibar for the individual ranking 8 Ponies, 69.23 seconds. 8 Punkte für das erste Paar. Der Einzelwertung in der ausschließlichen 8 Punkte 69,23. Unter des Hermel, eine französische Stute mit Abby Oki aus Irland from Ireland. A clear round for Abby O'Keefe from Alan Chip, who's a sound level 73.86 hands. Piotr von der Gründel, Belgian Building, ein belgischer Verlag, und Noah Franzen für die Niederlande. Die Schlusslinie-Schale für Noah Franzen und Piotr von der Gründel 69,02 Sekunden. 8 Punkte damit, A-Ponies 69.02 seconds. Wenn Luna, eine Stute deinem Gast aus Polen, Jagoda Kirsnowska von Ponies. Twelve and one more time, so with 30 penalties, Jagoda Kirsnowska, Luna 75.56 seconds. 75,56 Sekunden bedeutet einer hinzu für das Überschreiten der erlaubten Zeit. Black Melissa in LV, eine westfälische Stute, kommt nun mit Carlotta Meerschwammer für Deutschland. Mit einem Ergebnis von 8 Punkten kann Lottermeer Schwammer und Black Pearl NRW 72,58 Sekunden die gebrauchte Zeit. Gegen Penalty Points kann Lottermeer Schwammer 72,58 Clementine, eine 11 Jahre alte Pony-Stute des Moser de Billy, Laura André aus der Schweiz, vom Switzerland. Lovely, and the Clementine 72.43 and clear. So the best result so far. 72,43 bestes Ergebnis bislang. Kasper Sandballer. Und er wird geritten von Ruby Bars, Großbritannien, Great Britain. Warum denn nicht? Aleka? Na gut. Siedlands Gustav Alika Elisabeth Hüttig. Siedlands Gustav Alika Elisabeth Hüttig 2 Punkte für das Überschreiten der erlaubten Zeit 76,117. 76.117 so 2 time penalties. And now is next number 6 Kasper Ruby Bars, Great Britain. Casper Ruby Bass at Volvanley 72,08 seconds. 4 Punkte. Für Ruby Bass aus Großbritannien 72,08 Sekunden. The Irish Motorist Celtic Fireman, jetzt kommt, und dann ist es mal für Irland, from Ireland, Lily Tiny. The quickest around the fire. 17,96 Outplays in the lead. Damit die schnellste Runde und den Führung. Ohne Punkte 70,96 Sekunden. Red Star Optimus, 10 Jahre alt, und Naomi Himmelreich, Deutschland. Naomi Himmelreich und Red Star Optimus, 8 Punkte, 74,86 Sekunden, 8 penalties, 74.86 seconds. In die Bälle kommt als nächstes von Peppermill mit Leonie Panda für Deutschland. Leopander, 4 Punkte für das deutsche Paar, 72,92 Sekunden. For Ponies, 72.92 seconds. Die Oldenburger Stunde Chelsea kommt nun. Sie ist junge 18 Jahre alt, geritten von FEI für Deutschland. All Chelsea 0 Punkte, 71,36, aber das ist das zweitbeste Ergebnis des Landes. Das second best result, 71.36 seconds. Oh, Fiona, Brandenburger Stute, 10 Jahre alt, und Margarita Hilger, Deutschland. Margarita Hilger und auch Fiona beenden die Runde mit 16 Punkten, 73,76. 16 penalties, Margarita Hilger, 73.76 seconds. Gerd Maralat, ein Wallach, 12 Jahre alt, geritten von Pico Bergstraat, Schweden. Oh, Vigo, we're sorry. But good to see that everything is hopefully fine. Just a little bit. All the best to you, Vigo. Force One der Blanke kommt nun ein 8-jähriger Hengst mit einer jungen Retterin, der deutschen Meisterin Julie Marie Kühner für Deutschland. Julie Marie Kühner, Force One der Blonde, 21-time penalties plus 4. At the coaster we have 25 penalty points, 95.35. So davon allein schon 21 Zeitschlagpunkte, 95,35 Sekunden. Lady Crown of the Dutch breeding, the mother of Crown Set, ridden by Emily Maloney from Ireland. Also Ireland. Lily Tully in the second place for the Irish one. Jetzt war der Platz, Emily Maloney, 71,16 Sekunden. Ocean Tiffany kommt nun, unser nächstes Paar, 7 Jahre alt, mit Malte Meerschwander für Deutschland. Passivity im Ultimate the competitive Rates der Leute verzichtet. Lexus, 11 years old, 11 Jahre alt, der Lexus mit Victoria Svalina. More panelists in the double combination. So for A was down Victoria Svalina, more panelists 69.32 seconds. A very quick time. Eine schnelle Zeit, 69,32, aber 4 Punkte. Kiki Lahara Beauty, eine irische Stute, mit Elena Hagen from Ireland.
Good job. Slow. Good. Good job. Good. Come on. Good. Good job.
A little bit sparkling water at 11. Elena Hagen and Kiki Lahara Beauty have a 4 panelists 71.83 seconds. We have 2 more to go, ladies and gentlemen, in this individual competition presented by State FEI cont Electra, Victoria Shalva cont Switzerland. Victoria Shabakov and Electra 69.85. The time is 16 penalties, 16 Punkte, 69,58 Sekunden. Vera Salminen, closing this competition as last, Nero van der Buxtel, the Belgian goalie. Refusal and the vote at the waters plus time penalties. We have 36 to favor. Vera Salminen, 102.59 attack. 36 Punkte. Ja, zweimal Wasser leider plus 28 für die Zeit. 102,59 Sekunden. Damit diese Prüfung beendet. Wir kommen in aller Kürze zur Siegerehrung. Siegerehrung und Platzierung der Einzelwertung. Preis Zählverleih Kaufland. Ladies and gentlemen, closed the CSIO Pony individual competition. In a few moments, we are celebrating the prize giving and starting with the second round of the Nations Cup of the Pony Brothers at 9:50. individuelle Prüfung präsentiert und ist galoppiert der 6. Platz. Für Siedlands Muster Anleger Elisabeth Hüttwig. And this one, congratulations to Buddha Sandanel and the Oki from Ireland, our last. Und wir Platz für die Einzelbosse. Wir gratulieren Clementine und Punkte mit Laura André von Switzerland. Ihr Partner für individuelle Übertragungssysteme mit Sitz in Hilde am Teutoburger Wald seit 20 Jahren mieten Sie Pagoden, Festzelte, Lager und Industriezelte, WC-Wagen und Zubehör und Sie schicken uns unsere Top 3. So welcome to the top 3 prize riders in the CSIO Public Individual Competition. Welcome to Lily Tommy. Ladies and gentlemen, the prize giving ceremony of the CSIO Pony Individual Competition and the victory to Ireland again with a clear 70 seconds to fireman and Lily Tunney. Congratulations! Dear Lily, we honor you now with the national anthem of Ireland. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and rise. For the victory in this individual competition. And she receives the congratulations as first by the member of the jury, Yannick Dimitri from the Netherlands. Die Glückwünsche erst bereicht durch die Jury. Sie bestätigt damit das offizielle Ergebnis und es gibt den Ehrenpreis. Gutschein und Berufshandschuhe, natürlich die Siegerdecke. Und als beste Amazone bekommt sie aber einen Gutschein über 400 € volle Kumulierung bereicht von Lukas Mal für die Horses and Dreams Entertainment. And congratulations for Ireland to the second as well. One of their Lady Crown, Emily Maloney. All the events to Deutschland in Jesse in Marina, aber weg. Ebenfalls an Gutscheine aus dem Hause Wehaus gewonnen, das war Alika in dieser Republik. Und ich gratuliere euch alle zu den tollen Ponies, zu euren Erfolgen. Congratulations to all of you. Die beste Amazon mit dem 400 € Gutschein aus dem Hause Ponies. A special present for you, Lillian's best Amazon. And now, please take the level order. Out the order. That's not the individual competition, ladies and gentlemen. This was the individual competition. So we are ready now for the second round of the Nations Cup. Over the same course like in the first round, but with the sand fences with the 5 centimeters more. So we have raised the obstacles number 13 down the next 6A and the 6C. We have raised number 8 and number 10. So the last. Wir haben den gleichen Kurs, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, auf die zweite Runde. Ein paar Hindernisse sind ein bisschen erhöht worden, 5 cm. Erst die Hindernisse 4B, das ist der Aussprung mit Kombination. Genauso der Einsprung 6A und hinten heraus 6C, Nummer 8 ebenfalls ein bisschen erhöht, so wie Nummer 10 und auch die Schusssprung. Vertrauen der die zweite Runde des CSU Pony FEI Jumping Nations Cup. The youth pony rabbits with the same course like in the first round, a little bit higher in some places, with the same starting order, and the teams coming clear: Sweden, the Netherlands and Ireland, and wanting the German with 4 families. We have the same starting order like in the first round, so we're starting with the team of Germany. Wir haben die gleiche Kurs, wir haben ein bisschen erhöht, aber manchmal ist die gleiche Startreihenfolge. Die Teams aus Schweden, die Niederlande und Irland mit 0, Deutschland mit 4. Von hier kommt Larissa Ellery und Antonia Hiesler bereit.
So welcome back to FEI TV and indeed Clip My Horse TV as we get back underway with this, the second round of our Ponies Nations Cup. Germany get the action back underway with Antonia Hasler joining us once again. Now, they had a little bit of a rough time in that opening round. In fact, they didn't make it home with a couple of refusals along the way. They'll be looking to recover from that, shaking off the last-minute nerves. What can they produce for the team at the moment? Germany at a little bit of a disadvantage, carrying 4 faults into this second round. They had 2 clears and 1 on 4, and it's that same fence that's proving problematic here for Antonia. Something the horse doesn't like coming into that treble combination at 6A, the first refusal there. Can she get over it at the second time of asking? No, no, no. Horse says no, I'm afraid. Or pony, rather. And very sadly, it is going to be the second disobedience on track and the end of the road for Germany's Antonia Hasler and for Clarissa NRW. And that gives Team Germany and Carl Brock's team a little bit of a mountain to climb here in front of a home crowd as well in Hagen.
At the first to go in the second round, Ocean Aslop Ellen Hammerström.
We turn our attention to the first of the Swedish rides coming forward now. Ellen Hammerström here with Ocean DAS as the ride. Now, this combination on good form in that opening round for Sweden. One of 3 clears for the Swedish team, and they come through carrying a score of 0 from round number 1. As you can see, just 1 falter in that first round for Sweden, and that becomes the discard score, so 0 at the moment. In terms of overall scoring and time, they're sitting in 3rd place, but of course the score is what matters as we progress through rounds 1 and 2 here for our Nations Cup formats. So 4 teams forward all in all, 3 of them carrying 0 scores into this second round. And as we said, just Germany on that score of 4. It's not an insurmountable difference by any means, but that early elimination again could prove costly as it piles the pressure on the rest of the team. Problems there as the rail goes down, coming down the line from 8 to 9, in fact. The first time we've seen that rail come down. So 1 rail down, 4 for jumping, 72, 61 and 4 there.
4 Punkte in dieser Runde für Ellen Hammerström und Auschwitz. Die Niederlande kommen ebenfalls ohne Punkte, coming clear after the first round. The Netherlands, Special Lady, aber Ine van Klonstra.
So much as we saw yesterday in the Junior Nations Cup competition, several teams made it through on that occasion with a 0 score from round 1 to 2. And problems starting to show in the early stages of round 2 there for Sweden, and a rail comes down as we turn our attention to the Netherlands now. The Netherlands on top of the leaderboard at the moment, finishing up with that 0 score from round 1 and a time of 2:14.70. It is the ride for Eva Eden van Grunsven who comes forward with this special lady. And again, as we said, a experienced mare, 21 years of age, and jumping really well in that opening round to produce a clear in a decent time for the team. Well, again, it's a rail that falls on that same line. In fact, a couple of riders now starting to have problems, but finishing up on the 4 there, 4 for jumping. Again, a quick time well inside 70.56, and 4 becomes the score for Eva Eden van Grunsven and for Special Lady. Gary Marshall's Irish team fielding next away. It is Cian Dorr, Sparkling Lackamore Joey, that comes forward as the partner. Looking pretty calm and confident at this stage. The team again bringing forward a 0 score from the first round. Just one of the Irish rides picking up faults along the way in the opening round of competition. The runner form continuing though for the Irish team. They deliver the first double clear here in round number 2 then. It is clear all the way for Cian Dorr with Sparkling Lackamore Joey. Clear in round 1, clear in round 2 as well. Again, with 4 rides to come from each team, it is a difficult job to say who's going to take the victory in this Pony Nations Cup, as we turn our attention to the second ride now for Germany, and Franca Clementine Crowley rather, comes forward as the next. And again, this combination putting in a really nice clear in that opening round, very smooth flowing jumping, and they'll be looking to see if they can deliver that opening double clear for Germany as well. Karim van Orchid S for Franca Clementine Crowley. looking good. One fence from home. Ooh, just a little bit of a rattle, but it stays. 71-82. And jumping clear there for Franca Clementine Crowley. And that will just give Team Germany a little bit of a breath of relief there as they jump at their first double clear. Again, the team carrying a score of 4 at this stage, and there's nothing they can do to change that. But a couple more clears would keep them in a very strong position. They're just hoping for some mistakes in these later stages of the competition from the other teams. It is Sweden who join us once again. Nika Sundström comes forward. MSH Riot jumped to clear in the opening round, sneaking just inside that 75-second time allowed by 0.26, in fact, on that occasion. Performing well under pressure, though. It is clear all the way for the second ride for Sweden, and still potentially a 0 score at the end of round number 2 for Sweden. The double clear there coming from Nika Sundström. We'll continue to work our way through as we're joined by the Netherlands once again, and Bethany Vos, no stranger to the international competitions. No strangers to the team game as well. We've seen them a number of times in the orange jacket across the course of the season. Nashville B is the ride. Jumped clear in a good time in the opening round for the team. And again, with the first of the team riders picking up a penalty along the way, 4 for jumping with the first of the rides. They need a clear here to keep themselves in contention for that top spot. And once again, to the applause of connections, it is a really nice clear there. Bethany Vos does a great job to deliver a double clear for her team, and again keeps the competition pretty tight at the top end here. Sweden and the Netherlands both carrying a 0 score. We'll continue to tick on down our list as we turn our attention back to the Irish team once again. The final of the second rides here, and Sen and Reap coming forward here with Nora. Senan, an unlucky falter in the first round, picking up 4 on their way. They'll be looking to improve on that for the team. But again, the team as a whole still carrying that 0 score with 3 good clears in round number 1 and an opening double clear in round number 2. A clear here from Sennen would be very helpful in their team stakes at this stage. They'd be the only team with 2 clears in round 2. It's got to be said, he's looking pretty cool and confident at this stage. Of course, the Irish team fielded by Gary Marshall. Some very talented young riders, very cool customers indeed, and proving the pedigree here today. Sennen Reed jumps the clear with Nora improving on that 4-fault score from round number 1. He'll be delighted with that, and rightfully so. At the moment, it is 2 clears for Ireland. Halfway through round number 2, and a very promising position for Ireland as they continue their campaign, and we turn our attention back to Germany once again, and a little bit on the back foot, but not much. It is Germany's Hannah Brauer who comes forward as the next Miss McFly DNRW. Again, they were clear in round number 1. Have jumped consistent clears for Germany, and indeed as an individual as well across the course of the season. Well, the cracks continue to form in the German ranks at this stage. A rail down there for Hannah with Miss McFly. And another one, in fact, so it is going to tick up on those scoring tallies for the Irish team, for the German team rather. Clears the last though and finishes up on 8.72.46, and 8 is scored for Germany's Hannah Brauer, and that takes the team score up to a total of 12. Now, of course, that elimination that got the scoring started in round number 2, so everything counts from this stage forward, and pushing Germany into that bottom spot on the leaderboard at this stage. And all they can hope for at this stage is a couple of mistakes from their other combatants. Sweden, who come forward now. Lisa Hammerstedt, who comes forward as the jockey. Derevure Demia is the ride, a 10-year-old stallion. This combination flew round in a very quick time to put in a clear for Sweden in round number 1, 66.39, almost 10 seconds inside the time allowed. In fact, they were one of just 2 riders to break that 70-second barrier in round number 1. Not that time is too influential at this stage, but an early rail that comes down in the opening half of the course, in fact, for Disa, and that will affect the scoring with already 1 rider on 4. It is going to be a 4-fault finish as the best case scenario for Sweden. In fact, another one comes down, so this will be the discard score now, and a 3rd. A really promising clear in the first round, but the wheels just coming off the cart in the second phase of the competition. Finishes on a total of 12 then. Again, still that quick time, 66.49. That's not going to help things though. It is a 4-fault finish at this stage for the team. 12 there for Disa Hammerstedt. One ride still to come for Sweden, but that pushes them down into third at the moment. Of course, the scores and team scores will start to become a little bit more apparent as we work our way through the third of each team's rides. It is back to the Netherlands we go now. Dollar Boy the second as the ride of Renske van Middendorp. Again, in this second round, 2 rides gone for Holland. 1 on 4, 1 clear, so everything counts from this stage. If they want to stay in contention for the top spot, they need another clear here. This combination had, again, a little bit of a problem in the opening round. 4 for jumping, 2 for time with a rail down and just a touch off the pace. Pretty apt background music for a combination that picked up time faults in the first phase. They've got to keep on moving, and they do, but the final fence falls, I'm afraid. Just a little rattle brings that back rail down off the Stefex parallel at fence number 12, and it will be another little crack beginning to show. The Netherlands on a score of 4 now with that 4-fault score from Renske van Middendorp. So as it stands, Ireland have a real commanding lead at this stage. The Netherlands in second, Sweden sits in third, Germany in fourth. But the only team with a potential 0 at the end of both rounds is Ireland, and fielding now is Paddy Reap Fernando on behalf of the Irish team. He was close to that time allowed in the first round, 74.54 inside of 75 seconds, so he'll be keeping one eye on the clock on the way round. Again, a time fault or 2 wouldn't be disastrous at this stage. I'm sure they'd prefer a clear though as they push on down this long line from 8 to 9. It's all good so far. It is another clear for Gary Marshall's Irish team here in the Pony Nations Cup. 3 clears from 3 starts in round number 2, and at the moment that is Ireland, who are pretty much guaranteed the top spot. In fact, yes, they're not going to be beaten in this one. Ireland, in fact, took the Junior Nations Cup yesterday. They're going to take the Ponies as well here today. That clear from Paddy Reap securing that. No need for James Derwin to contest this second round. We turn our attention to the final ride for Germany then, as Leonie Ashman comes forward. Hankifax H out for Pride here for Germany. The team sitting on a team score of 12 penalties. Not impossible for them to climb a step or 2 up the leaderboard. but they'd need a clear here and a couple of significant mistakes from Sweden, but a rail comes down in the early stage of the course there for Leone. Up and over the final fence, so it will be just a 4-fault score for Leonie Ashman and for Hankefax 8, but the final score then for Team Germany of 16 penalties, in fact 20. There was a second rail down there, in fact, for Leonie. She finishes on 8, so 20 will be the final score for the German team. Still rides to see.
4-0 and 12 is the last Helga Matilda Hansen.
For all four of our teams, in fact. One of them not required, though, with Ireland wrapping up the victory here with just 3 riders gone in round number 2. It is going to be to Sweden we turn our attention next. This is Matilda Hansen as the final ride for Team Sweden, at the moment sitting in 3rd place, the team on a score of 4, and the steadier time than the Netherlands, who sit in 2nd on that same jumping score. Helga THO is the ride. They've got to keep it clean here if they want to potentially climb that leaderboard. Can't afford to waste much time either, otherwise a steady clear would be all it took from the Dutch team to secure 2nd. So this combination carrying 4 from the first round. They were the only Swedish rider to tip a rail in that opening round of our Junior or Pony Nations Cup competition. Working hard to keep all the fences standing here. No, 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 that little plank that falls, it has for so many. That has left the door wide open for the Dutch team. So it will be a 4-fault finish for Matilda and an 8-fault finish overall for the team of Sweden. At the moment they sit in 3rd place, but another ride to come for the team from the Netherlands. It could still potentially change. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, top spot already confirmed. It is the battle for 2nd and 3rd at this stage, as the final ride for the Netherlands joins us. Jesse Kupers, who comes forward. La Folletta is the ride, and again, you wouldn't bet against them. They put in a really nice clear in round number 1, but so many did and have come back to find problems here in the 2nd round. Well, it's a rail that falls and 4 is scored. They can only afford 1, and now it'll come down to time if the score stays as it is. No, a problem coming into the combination as well, so it is going to be Sweden who climb up the ladder into second at this stage. And that clock ticking away. They're up and over the final fence, so they do finish on the 8 penalties. The team finishing on a score of 8 as well. The time, the margin so fine, less than a second, but it is going to be, in fact, the Netherlands that finish up in second. They squeeze it by less than a second. In fact, Jesse Cooper's just getting home in time to keep the team in second place. And it comes down to the clock in the end. So it is Ireland's win. It's Netherlands who take the second, Sweden who take third, and Germany who finish up in fourth. We assume we won't see James Derwin as the final ride for Ireland. In fact, no, that confirmed. It is not necessary for him to jump. The team finishing on a 0 score, and James Derwin opts to abstain from this final round. So Ireland take the win for this Pony Nations Cup. Cian Dore, Senan Reap, Paddy Reap and James Derwin, the team medalists here. It is Netherlands who take second, Sweden take third, and as we can see confirmed on screen now, Germany taking the fourth. But it comes down to time in the end to separate second and third here in Hagen. Next up, we turn our attention to the Children on Horses Nations Cup, and we finish up the day here on FEI TV with our Young Rider Nations Cup as well. But we leave you back for the presentation of awards here in Hagen. Congratulations to Gary Marshall's Irish team who take the victory for the Pony Nations Cup.
Champions 2023, ladies and gentlemen, the prize giving ceremony presented by FEI Cont the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth of the Pony Riders. And ladies and gentlemen, we have two second place teams, and we say congratulations of Cheftekeep Edwin Hubenband. And congratulations to Special Lady, Nashville, Dollar Boy, and La Valetta, to Ava Ida Vagonska, Anthony Foss, Heinz Dog, and Josie Corpus. Congratulations to the team of the Netherlands. And equal on the second place with 8 penalties to Cheftekeep Sophia Banksback, to Ocean Azaz, to Rio, Deliver Delia and Helga, to Alan Hammerslund, Nika Zutslund, Lisa Hammerslund, Camilla Hansson, the team of Sweden, Sverige. And the winning team of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup won the clear out to Cheftekeep Gary Marshall, sparkling like a motori to Nola, Fernando and Rick Kulababuk, to King and Burr, Shannon Reed, Paddy Reed, James Delvin, the team of Ireland. Congratulations! Meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, wir bitten Sie, sich von Ihren Plätzen zu erheben. Wir ehren nun unser Team, unser siegreiches Team aus Irland, mit der Hymne ihrer Heimat. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and stand. We honor the winning team of Ireland with the national anthem. winning team to the Irish team for winning the FEI Jumping Nations Cup on the pony rack. And the winning team received their first congratulations by the jury president of this competition, Yannick Beauty, together with a foreign judge as representative for the FEI Irish Mohammed from Ireland. With a congratulations to the team. The jury gratuliert die foreign judge meine Damen und Herren, als offizielle Jury. Letzterland die Gratulationen unserer Gastgeber, gereicht durch Lukas Lahr, der Horses and Rings Entertainment. Es gibt gravierte Platten, es gibt eine Notschalt für Uwe Handschuhe und natürlich die Sieger niemals zu unterschätzen als Erinnerung an einen wunderbaren Erfolg. The congratulations to Shannon, Patty, and James, and not to forget the chef to keep, Gary Marshall. Say cheese. I'll be happy for a wonderful victory at the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth of the Ponies. Congratulations again to Ireland. And congratulations again to the Saga ladies. Both teams on the circuit, presented by the Netherlands, of Champion Edwin Hogenrad. Aber ihnen vergrößert Bethany Voss, Restgefahr Middendorf and Josie Ponies. And congrats for the third place team, for the second place as well, sorry, to Champion to the Mixback, Alan Hammersley, Nika Zonsman, Lisa Hammersley, and Martina. Und wir haben noch eine, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, Just World. Vier Validationenpreisprüfungen gewinnen unsere Teams Schecks, die sie an karitative Zwecke nämlich weitergeben dürfen. Just World is a humanitarian non-governmental organization that provides education, healthcare, and nutrition programs to transform the lives of children in under-resourced communities. More than 260 million children worldwide now have access to education. Just World is on a mission to change that. And the first prize is €500, a big check for the team of Ireland. Delta Horsepower is Just World's official Delta project sponsor for the Future Champions 2023 here, and they received the money €500 to choose a project. The second race, we have €300 with a check of Just World for the Netherlands. And normally we have a third place with €200, but we have two places on the second. So the Swedish team can also choose an organization to provide education, healthcare, and nutrition programs. Just World International celebrated its milestone 20th anniversary this year and is an official FEI official charity partner since 2019, yielding thousands of riders, breakers, and sponsors to give children a leg up to a brighter future. Ponies riders to the painless victory in the FEI Jumping Nations Cup of the Pony Riders. The biggest congratulations to the winning team, to the Irish. And now we would like to celebrate you. Please take your lip of honor, the Empire Team in order. And once again, come on, Team Ireland, we would like to celebrate you. Congrats again, the Irish team. All the Irish riders, congrats again to the win in the Nations Cup. Och nummer 12, det är Belgien, är Nationalpreis in Children. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, in 1 hour we are going on with the FEI Jumping Nations Cup of the Children with the first round.
versuchst du nur durch Kippen der Hüfte, oben bleibst du gerade, mehr Gewicht auf die linke Hand zu bekommen. Dass man einfach selber mal ein Gespür dafür bekommt, wie sehr man das Gewicht verlagern kann.
Hunderte Online-Kurse und Live-Webinare egal wo du bist. Training 19.
It is passion, it is trust, and welfare that makes top performance possible. One lead, one goal, for the moment of perfection. The Bema Riders Tour.
education, housing, and sanitation. Just World is on a mission to change that. Learn more about Just World and how you can get involved when you visit justworldinternational.org.
salzenem Karamell. Cremiges Eis, umhüllt von knackiger Schokolade. Wähle dein nächstes Abenteuer mit Nui.